Video number 10. Number 10.1. My 97 years old grandmother was in the hospital dying. When my mom got there, Grandma told her he came for me last night. When Mom asked who, she told Mom it was Jesus. She said, "I told him I needed one more day." In 1977 my grandfather died and was buried on my uncle's birthday. My mom and niece stayed with Grandma that night. She died later that afternoon. If she had died the day before, she would have died on my uncle's birthday. While sitting by her bedside holding her hand, she looked at something past the end of the bed and said, "Dad." I asked if she was seeing Grandpa. She always called him Dad. She said, "No, you don't understand. My daughter was in Japan for a year and couldn't get home." My grandma gasped and called out her name. Other than my daughter, we were all there that day. She grew restless, so we all stepped out, and not long after she passed. Number 10.2. This happened to me. My cousin who passed away in 1998 came to my bedside in the hospital and asked me where I was going. She was smiling and she touched my left hand, and there was a beautiful light. It was white and blue, very bright and peaceful, that didn't hurt my eyes. I never saw this kind of light in my life. She said to me, "Don't go to the light, you still have a lot of things to do, it's not yet your time," and she left. Since then, I'm not afraid of death. Number 10.3. One of my very good friend's son at the age of 2 was passing away from cancer, and the day he passed he was telling his mom, "Look Mommy, there's his friend who he met in the hospital who had just recently passed away." So yes, I totally believe this happens. And it is comforting to know that our loved ones are there waiting for us to greet us on the other side. Number 10.4. My mom saw my dad and he was dressed up for golf. She asked him why he was dressed like that. Number 10.5. My grandma passed away of lung cancer over 20 years ago. I still remember laying on her couch and seeing a reflection of a man in the TV. TV was off. It scared me, so I got in the bed with my grandma, and she asked why I got in her bed, and I told her it looked like a man in overalls and a red hat standing in the kitchen, and it scares me. She said, "Baby, don't worry, that just Pa, he's coming to take me home." Pa, or my grandpa, had passed away in the 80s. My grandma looked so peaceful when she said that, it calmed me and I just felt peaceful. Number 10.6. My mama and I were very close, and I always made time to check in on her monthly or at times every 2 months. In a few months prior to her diagnosis of cancer and quick death, she had told me she saw what appeared to be a man in black, like a dead man but in shadow form. She described he wore a tall hat near a tree in the courtyard of the building complex she lived in, and occasionally came out with her friend as we was doing for leisure walks. Please subscribe, like and share with anyone that needs these comforting stories. Search for my related book on Amazon using the title of 4,000 Deathbed Vision Stories. Sincerely, Ken.